Well, hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I know this is a little bit of a different start to my videos, but I'm just sitting at my kitchen table, and if you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen that I picked a lot of green beans last night because with like prepping for James's birthday party and then having James's birthday party, I have not had a lot of time, so the garden has got a little bit neglected. But if you haven't seen my Instagram story, I picked a whole basket of green beans. So I'm sitting here and I am breaking and stringing them if they need stringing. A lot of these aren't very stringy, which is really nice. So I'm gonna break all these and then I'm gonna wash them all, blanch them and freeze them. I have to run to the store and grab some bags, but we have some corn that's getting ready to be ready that we're gonna have to put up. So I'm gonna film that whole process too. I'll show you two of the ones that I picked today. I have water boiling back there for them too, but I picked these two today. We picked a few earlier this week. I picked one or two last night and gave it to my dad because they helped us with James's birthday party and they came and picked up a bunch of stuff. So I gave them some last night, but these two look so good. We got a little bit worried because we picked a few yesterday and some of the kernels and stuff were missing and they weren't like growing properly, but it's been really dry and we hadn't got a lot of rain, so that could have been why, or we could have picked them too early. But everything is looking really good, so I'm gonna go actually eat these for lunch today and then break and clean the rest of my green beans so that I can blanch and freeze them and put them up this evening, so I can get that done while they're fresh because I just picked them yesterday, so I wanted to not let them sit longer than a day or two. But this is just going to be kind of a hodgepodge garden vlog. I'll kind of go out and show you a little bit of an update. Everything's looking a little bit sad. This is the time of year where we're picking everything, so it doesn't look as nice and as pretty as it normally does. So good. After I broke the ends off my green beans, I'm just going to give them a little rinse in the sink just to get all the excess dirt off of them, and then put them in a paper towel lined little container just to keep them all together before I boil them. And while we wait for the water to boil, I'm going to give you guys a little update of what's been going on in the garden. Everything is looking a little bit sad right now because we're kind of getting to the point where we're picking everything and our corn's getting ready to be ready to harvest. So, for example, my sugar snap peas, they've all kind of died and stopped producing because they're more of like a cold weather crop. So I might plant them again and let them kind of grow throughout the fall and the winter. I've also been thinking about planting some broccoli and cauliflower in this like little dead space in our garden because it is also a cold weather crop. Our corn is doing really well. We're probably going to put it up this weekend because a lot of our ears, our first ears anyway, are coming on and are ready to pick. So I'll turn you around and show you. I'll try to find one that's ready to pick right now, which probably won't be very hard. And I'll show you an example of one that's not quite ready yet. I peeled it back yesterday or the day before and it wasn't ready, so it's probably still not today. So I'll show you and just kind of give you an update about everything else. So this is what our corn is looking like. Obviously some of them are a little sad looking. We've already picked one off of that one, but this one is probably ready or close to being ready. I'm not very good at checking them. Kyle is a lot better at it than me, but once you feel these, they start to get tight because all the kernels come on. So you just kind of have to do it by feel, kind of play it by ear and size. So that one is probably pretty close. I'll show you this one over here. I peeled it back yesterday to see if it was ready, and it's not quite yet. The kernels are still really light and kind of small at the top, so I'm gonna cover that one back up, and hopefully in the next few days it'll be a little bit more ready. And there's a few in here. That one right there might be ready, and the one right next to it, so I'll go in there and check on those. So this one I feel like might be ready, so I'm gonna just pull it down at the top like I did the other one and check on it, but it seems to me like it will be. This is really hard to do with one hand. Well, this one looks like it is ready to go, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick it. And then I'll peel it the rest of the way and show you what it looks like. But we're trying to leave majority of these on here, so when we put it up, we have a lot to pick and clean and freeze. I know it's really hard to see right now because I'm in the midst of it all, but there's a lot of ears that are gonna be ready for us to pick and put up. So very, very exciting. This is a lot more corn than we had last year, but very, very excited. I'm sure one of these doesn't cut me in the eyeball. Ooh, I can set you up right here. Okay, excuse my peas, but I'm gonna go ahead and clean this so you can see what a good one looks like. And then we just throw these back into our garden because it's good for the soil. Oh no! Well, never mind. This can also happen. I also could just break it off where it's at. But we didn't have trouble with cornworms last year, and this year we're dealing with them, so that's nasty. But if you look at it from this side, this is what sweet corn is supposed to look like. All the kernels filled out all the way to the top, but yeah, so guess we're just gonna eat this part without the worms on it. So now that my water's boiling, I'm gonna add my green beans to it, and that will stop it from boiling for just a little bit. But as soon as it gets back up to that rolling boil that it's at right now, we're gonna put them in some ice water. So I have a little station set up over here. I have my strainer in this side, so I can strain them in here from when they're boiling. And then in here, I'm gonna put ice water so I can blanch them. And then once they are in here and they're cooled off, I am going to put them out on a paper towel, towel dry them, and then bag them and put them in the freezer.
Hello, I can't
So the reason I'm blanching instead of canning is because I don't really know how to can, and I don't have any of the things to can with, like a pressure canner or anything like that. And these beans freeze well anyway. That's just the type of variety that they are. So that's why I'm doing it this way. Hopefully next year I will be able to can some green beans, but this way is quick and easy and gets the job done for me so that I can save all of the green beans that I have, because if you saw on my Instagram story and even earlier in this video, I just have a ton. But the point of blanching is to kind of flash freeze in a way, or stop them from cooking very quickly so you can freeze them, and then the point is to cook them later. So that is what we were doing today. I may have overloaded this. I probably should have done it in 2 batches, but we are getting ready to start boiling again. So as soon as this starts to boil, I'm gonna take these off and strain them and put them into the ice water.
I should be the last to know. Hello to Mona. I mistook you for a dream. The engine glows, and I guess you always seem to know. Hello to Mona. I push back the serious feeling. The end's unknown. To get back the life I used to know. All in this, I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honestly don't. I should be the last to know. We're all in this, I stand alone.
I just finished bagging all of them. I only got 4 bags, which is fine. I'm usually the only one who eats fresh green beans. Kyle doesn't really care for them. And you could even use like sandwich size bags, but I went ahead and used quart bags just because I think that's about the serving size that I would want. Or if you have a bigger family or you want to freeze more at one time, you could use a gallon size bag. Any freezer bag will work that you have. I try to get as much of the air out of them as I could, but since all of these are prepped and ready to go, I'm gonna stick them in the deep freeze and they will be ready for whatever I need them for. I kind of slowed down on my garden update videos that I was doing because I just felt like I was getting a little repetitive because the same things were growing every single time we were coming out here. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that we dug some potatoes and we hadn't been having very good luck with them until last week or 2 weeks ago. We dug one plant that had quite a bit on it, but we're just kind of sitting on them right now and just digging them as we go and as we need them. So I'll turn you around and show you what they're looking like. Honestly, really sad. The weeds have kind of got to them, but at this point when they're falling over and everything is just kind of growing together, that is what happens. So I'll turn you around and show you the potatoes. So right here is where we've dug, and then we've dug one over there. But this is still a whole row, that's still a whole row, and so is this one. So we still have all of these potatoes to dig. A lot of them we're probably going to give away. We did keep a lot of our potatoes last year by keeping them in a paper bag with an apple in them in the bottom of our pantry in like a very cool dark place. So if we do have a lot left over, that's probably what we'll do again because we were very successful with that last year, but a lot of them we will probably give to family. And then corn, already showed you guys that. I'm probably not going to pick any more tonight, but this one is probably another one that is pretty ready. It feels pretty tight. Zucchini is doing fairly well. There is one that Kyle and I have been keeping an eye on that probably needs picked. Our zucchini have been kind of getting away from us and getting very large. There's one right there that probably needs picked. Again, kind of got away from us. We like to pick them when they're about the size of a hand. But yeah, this has been producing like crazy. You're supposed to cut these, but this one, I'm just gonna twist off. Green beans are looking a little sad because I have picked a lot of them and I wasn't very gentle with them. I learned that you should snip them instead of actually like pick and pull off of the plant. But there's probably still some on here, even though I picked them a few days ago, obviously, and just did all that blanching and stuff. But by the time that I got to these end plants, I was just kind of tired of picking green beans. But yeah, those will probably keep producing and produce some more. I might have to do another round of blanching and freezing, but that is what green beans are looking like. But my pea plants, there are still a few pods on here. I've already picked some of them and I thought I was recording and I wasn't, but there's a few. But as you can see, all of these are kind of drying up and dying because it's been really hot and dry here. And I think I said before that these are more of a cold weather crop, so I may replant them. And I talked about planting broccoli and cauliflower. So whenever I clean some of these out and maybe pick some of my onions, I might plant some broccoli and cauliflower in here just so I can have some things to grow kind of year round. And I love broccoli and cauliflower so much. And I've been saving a lot of like broccoli and cauliflower soup recipes, which is really good for the fall and the winter. So that might be my next step into gardening year round and having things that I plant year round, is doing some broccoli and cauliflower and other things that are more fall cold weather crop. So very excited for that. Stay tuned for that. But I do need to look at my cucumbers because some of those have probably gotten away from us. So for cucumbers, we did have one die off. It's laying over here on the ground, but I can already see a bunch that are growing on the ground. These have kind of fallen off of the trellis. And cucumbers, we have given away so many, and ours are growing in like kind of funky shapes this year for some reason. But like this one, I don't know if it's just like water being not like they don't get very much water. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and chuck that one because I'm not gonna use it. These are the ones that are my pickling cucumbers, and I'm gonna let it get a little bit bigger than that before I pick it so that I can make some little pickles with them. But I don't see any other ones that are coming on that are a good size that I can show you. Oh, here's another smaller one. But still gonna give it a few more days. And we're supposed to get some more rain in the next few days, so that will help these guys out. Like this guy, like what is he doing? I don't even know. We're just gonna go ahead and chuck him because nobody's gonna eat him. Well, this has become like my new favorite spot to film because it gets really good natural light. It is just a window in my kitchen, and our kitchen window is like higher than most kitchen windows. Most of them are like sink level, but ours, our builder put it up really high for some reason. But I think I'm going to go ahead and end today's video. Hopefully I'm not being too repetitive with all of the garden things that I've been doing. Like I said before, I tried to give a break of the garden updates when more things were coming on. We were doing a little bit of different things. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little update. I do post more live updates of the garden on my Instagram, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and follow me on there. I will leave that link down below for you guys, and if you like this type of content, please consider subscribing to my channel and giving this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out. I recently reached my goal of 500 subscribers. That was one of my first goals I had set for myself with YouTube, so that was really exciting. But we are doing corn this weekend, so that is a big ordeal, and I'm hoping I can film that for you guys. We have a lot of people come over and help us with that, but other than that, garden content's probably going to slow down because we are getting to the point where we're picking everything, and everything is just kind of getting ready to be eaten or picked, and it's just getting towards the end of the summer where everything is pretty much done with the summer gardening season. But I am hoping to grow some fall plants, some fall crops, cold weather crops like broccoli and cauliflower. I know I talked about that before, but I think that is all that I have for you guys today. So I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.